case while dealing with right to reputation and right to free speech. A case came, very interesting. A company, I think they have the head office at Mumbai, Reliance Petrochemicals. A case was going on. The media was reporting and they were quite sensitive, justifiably, possibly. Why should the media project it? What the media was reporting, what the court was saying, or the case argued, whatever was the facts of the case. The court said, people at large, including you and I, have a right to know in order to be able to take part in a participatory development in democracy. Participatory development in a democracy. And today, we have the free speech, you have and I have, but within the acceptable restrictions, very little, very tailored under the constitutional framework. And therefore, we must be guarded. But you can't say, do not publish it. That will be contrary to the constitutional principle and not balancing the right. You see, here I am reminded of a passage from Frank Porter, the US Supreme Court judge. Once he said, and I quote, "No judge fit to be one is likely to be influenced consciously except by what he sees or hears in court and by what is judicially appropriate for his deliberations," unquote. We are supposed to be guided by the records, not by the newspapers. That's what the Frankfurter said. And that is why some UK judges never read the newspapers. We are not there. They are entitled to publish and judge is entitled to adjudicate according to his understanding of the facts and the matters brought in record, the materials brought on record. While writing the euthanasia, the question arose. There is judgment of the Supreme Court by the Constitutional Bench. You have the right to live. Though it is worded in a negative way, it's a positive right. You can't destroy. You can't commit suicide. But euthanasia is a difficult situation. You see, there are some Western countries who are still struggling with the situation. But the Supreme Court of India, though struggled for some time, but finally dealt with it because it is same individual. He has a right to live, but he has a right to die with dignity. So he can make an advance will, a living will. I will not avail these treatments when I fall sick. There are guidelines, there are parameters, there are checks. Why should I live like a vegetable? Why should I be on the ventilator where there is no chance of revival? And he says, do not play with my soul. Do not play with my body. If you can't recover, allow me to die. See, there's a beautiful saying by Dryden, John Dryden, an English writer, a poet. Life deceives you every moment. All of you present here may not accept it. Life deceives you every moment, and all of us love to be deceived. Am I clear? All of us love to be deceived. And that is why exactly go back to Mahabharata. When the bird asked the Dharmaraj Yudhishthira, he is actually Dharmaraj, he asked Yudhishthira, Kimascharjam jagate, what is the surprise? He says, I see every individual dying, and I see people dying every moment. Yet, everyone thinks, it's not me. I'm not going to die. Because man wants to remain in a cloud of, in a deceptive situation. It's not me. It may be him. And that is a conflict. But others have tried to look at it this way. There's a Greek philosopher called Epicurus. Somebody asked him, Sir, you are not afraid of death? He said, what a foolish question. When death comes, I am not there. And when I am there, death is not there. So why should I be scared of anyone, anything which is not existent, which I can't see? It's a skeptical reconciliation. I don't care for death. But actually you are scared of death. Huh? You are very scared of death. Now these conflicts, to decide, the court had to say a person can make a living will and he may refuse to have these modern treatments where he can't be recovered but remain in a vegetative state. The judging, as has been said in a case called Port Elizabeth Municipality, how do they judge this conflicting interest, conflicting rights? It has been said, the guiding principle while striking the balancing of rights is the affirmation of the values of human dignity, equality and freedom. Dignity, equality and freedom. And the younger generation must aspire for them in the qualitative sense within the parameters of constitutional rationality and constitutional paradigm, not beyond that. I may conclude with a passage from Justice Shah, who says, to balance out and reconcile the opposed claims in as just a manner as possible, taking account of all the interests involved and the specific factors relevant in each particular case, unquote. So eventually we come down to judging the facts in a particular way that sustains dignity, equality and freedom. I would have said, thank you. I am not saying. I do not intend to say, thank you for your gracious presence. I could have said, I am happy to be here. I could have said, I am really happy to be amongst the young generation whom I treat them as friends and sometimes I call jars-in-law. But I do not intend to say thank you. I do not intend to convey to you I am happy. I do not intend to share with you that I am very happy. Do not be disturbed. I want to convey to you, my young friends and dear young friends and dearest young friends, I am extremely delighted and pleased to be here to pay tribute to late Kadamji and share these words with you. You know why? Day before yesterday I was reading a book. The book reads, when old people talk to the young or address the young, they feel young. So I have taken energy from you. Thank you for giving me energy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lordship, for such mesmerizing treat which you have given to us. It has been said that Raja Deshat Pujate and Vidwan Sarvat Pujate. We have a scholarly Chief Justice of India to whom we all admire, and everybody who is reading newspapers last 2-3 days knows the common language which he has used for delivering justice.